before. I lost that love before. I lost that love before.
Prosser.
Indeed.
How are you?
Better than you're here, sweetheart. I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, man. Good. Today we're gonna do your Sharpie Cube.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Yeah. When we first met and you told me about the concept of it, I was super excited because I think if one of the first cards you talked to me about, I believe, was Avalanche Riders.
Mm-hmm.
And like that was like the perfect sale. Like you just picked the well, you and I, we realized after we became friends that we like a lot of the same Magic cards a lot.
True.
So you might have been just your inclination of how much you like Avalanche Riders, because I like Avalanche Riders. You're like, hey, this is what I did to Avalanche Riders, and I was like, this is awesome. So
yeah, fuck your lands.
Yes. So give me the quick rundown of the Sharpie Cube.
Cool. So to sort of catch up to what we were hinted at. It is so named. Use the permanent marker brand of your choice. No free ads, but I have taken a Sharpie and I have edited some cards, basically to work the way that I think that they should.
All right.
In Avalanche Riders' case, if we expect that card to compete with powerful cards that are still getting printed these days that, are put into, this is a pretty high powerful cube environment despite being what would be called unpowered. There's not literal power in it, but that being the case, Avalanche Riders, for example, doesn't make the cut if that card still has Echo. So
yes, Echo is always the...
chopped that off of that. A lot of other cards have gotten the same treatment, have gotten just a little bit of a facelift, just to stay competitive with some of the best cards in Magic. So Bloodbraid Elf is a 4/3.
That's insane.
Yeah, yep. I think it's very reasonable.
Yeah, I think 4/4 gets into insane territory.
Listen, I'm not an absolute crazy person.
I wouldn't be mad at you, but other people would.
Sure.
So I think like one of the things that I like about the cube is that to me it takes like these cards that I love, and like you said, it kind of tries to, rather than leave them in the dust and replace with more modern cards that are more efficient. What if we just made the cards we liked more efficient? Like, and I think it's one of the things that I think is unique about your cube is the sword cycle. So what are you talking about? Like, what did you?
Yes. So the swords, what's so exciting about this process is that it allows me to do things in design that I've sort of hemmed and hawed for forever. I wish that I could only have swords that, for example, didn't have this annoying protection from colors mechanic. I think a lot of the people who design Magic cards have talked about how protection is a bad mechanic, how it discourages interaction, and especially in the case of those, it feels so bad when you randomly are playing the two colors of that, and you have a guy with protection from your deck now. That seems terrible.
Yep.
I agree. So that's why there aren't creatures that naturally have protection from colors anywhere in the cube. They've largely stopped printing those, even though they still do sometimes, which is, I find, inexplicable.
But it's just for flavor, right? Like they do it in, like, if you have, like, especially now in the world of Universes Beyond being the wildest selling Magic products out there, if something should flavorfully have protection, like it's within the design space to paint it on the card. Like and that's gonna happen. Like,
and it's within the design space of my cube that I get to take one of these and say no, thank you.
Yes. Exactly. That's why Cube rocks.
Yeah.
You can do what you want. You can do what you want.
Hey man, get crazy out there.
Yeah.
So in my case, the swords no longer provide protection from any colors.
Yeah.
Which I acknowledge is a large downgrade for them. So I've also reduced their casting cost to 2.
So 2 to cast, 2 to equip.
2 to cast, 2 to equip. They all give +2/+2 and provide the ability that they triggers when you hit you.
Fantastic. Was there anything else that you wanna talk about the cube, or any plugs you want to give for the cube, or any advice to people if they see this and then they're like, oh, I can do that too? Like So I would empower you out there, future cube connoisseurs and aficionados. I mean, if you want to copy my exact lists, edit the stuff the way that I have, I encourage that. Yeah.
Via con Dios, amigos.
We will have the Cube cover link in the description, and you need to go to the visual spoiler to see the Sharpie card. So I believe the list is on there normally, and if you go to the visual spoiler, then you can see the cards that are changed.
Yeah,
so you kind of have to, you gotta crawl through that, but it's all there in the Sharpie form if you go to the visual spoiler. So
yeah. So if you want to go there, copy my exact thing, that sounds awesome. Please do. Let me know how it goes. You can see me on Twitter at @andprosser. And if you want to, Sharpie your own stuff, make change, be the change you want to see in the world.
There you go.
And if that means changing magic cards,
go for it.
You don't need my permission. I'm here giving you my permission that you don't need my permission or anybody else's permission. You get out there, you Sharpie your stuff.
If you don't want to be a complete lunatic and Sharpie the card, if you double sleeve, which I don't advocate for, but if you double sleeve your whole cube, you can Sharpie the inner sleeve so that you don't damage your card, and then put the outer sleeve on and still experiment with this. So
pro tips.
Just put that out there, because I think it's a cool idea that people should try. So I want to try to give people as many angles to try. And some people might be like, I don't want to deface my cards. Well, you don't have to, but you do have to be the kind of person that double sleeves your cards. So
you got options.
Yeah, you got options. So before we go though, I'm curious, because I don't know if I've ever asked you this.
Okay.
Are there any things that you, in the process, like, have you walked anything back that you've done? Have you, what are, if any, what have you learned, or what was, too pushed, or what didn't work? Because I don't know if we've ever really talked about, the evolution of the cube.
Yeah. So I'm actually pretty proud of that, even though it's unearned pride, because I think it's by sheer luck that has happened 0 times yet. I have not had a Golgari Grave Troll situation where I have taken a Sharpie to a card and made it better and then realized it was too good.
Yeah.
That hasn't happened. The closest thing was that, just as a design choice, I like for all of the cards to do what they say, which for only about a month and a half, I built this cube pretty recently, did that raise an interesting question about companions, because as written...
You haven't gotten the new ones yet that are reworded?
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. There was a brief period where those didn't exist.
Yes, there was.
So we ran by the original companion rule, just because that's what's printed on the card, and as you might imagine, those were very good that way. But I said, something has to be the best cards in the cube. But luckily, Daddy Wizards of the Coast has given us some
correct versions,
some new versions that actually say what they do. So companions now have the most recent rules text.
Yeah, companions are fucked.
You're not wrong.
Anyway. All right, man. Well, I'm excited to cube. I'm excited to see what you draft. I'm excited to draft, and I'm excited to play some games with the homies.
Absolutely.
All right.
Always am.
Yeah. Peace. Woo! All right. Easy peasy.
That's
And
good.
no interruptions. Yeah.
That was good.
before.